Why did the injured man want to kill the king? In Leo Tolstoy's short story Three Questions, the injured man wanted to kill the king because he held a deep grudge against him. The king had executed the man's brother and said there is a property. So the injured man wanted to kill the king. Who, according to the story, are the most important people to consult before undertaking a task? In Three Questions by Leo Tolstoy, the most important people to consult before undertaking any task are those who are with you at that moment. What were the three questions the king thought learning the answer to was crucial to succeeding at everything in life? The king believed the crucial questions for success were: what is the right time to begin everything? Who are the most important people to listen to? And what is the most important thing to do? What did the king do in order to learn the answer to his questions? To learn the answers to his questions, the king visited a wise hermit. He helped the hermit dig his garden and tended to a wounded man who arrived. Through these actions, the king discovered that the best time to act is now. The most important person is the one you are with, and the most important task is to do good. What happened when the king visited the hermit? When the king visited the hermit, he found him digging in his garden. The king offered to help and took over the digging. Later, a wounded man stumbled upon them, and the king and the hermit tended to his wounds. Through these actions, the king learned the importance of the present moment, the people around him, and doing good. Why did the king fall asleep on the hermit's threshold? The king fell asleep on the hermit's threshold because he was very tired of walking a long distance and helping the hermit dig the garden. The hard work and the emotional stress of the day, including caring for a wounded man, made him so exhausted that he fell asleep right there. Describe the events of the king's day with the hermit. The king visited the hermit in his quest to find answers to his three crucial questions. Upon arrival, he found the hermit digging in his garden. The king offered to help and took over the digging. Working tirelessly, as the day progressed, a wounded man stumbled upon them, bleeding heavily. The king and the hermit tended to the man's wounds, saving his life. Exhausted from the day's labor and the emotional toll of the events, the king fell asleep on the hermit's threshold. The next day, the wounded man revealed his intention to kill the king, but he was grateful for being saved. Through these experiences, the king learned that the most important time is now. The most important person is the one you are with, and the most important task is to do good to the person you are with. Describe the character of the king's attacker. The king's attacker is a man who was very angry with the king because the king had killed his brother and taken his land. He wanted to get revenge by killing the king. However, after being wounded and then saved by the king, he felt grateful and decided to be loyal to him instead. What answer does the king receive to his questions from learned men? In Three Questions by Leo Tolstoy, the king asks learned men in his kingdom three important questions: the best time to do things, the most important people to listen to, and the most important thing to do. The learned men give different answers. For the best time to do things, some say to plan ahead, others say to watch for the right moment, and some suggest asking magicians. For the most important people, answers include counselors, priests, doctors, and warriors. For the most important thing to do, suggestions range from pursuing science and mastering warfare to engaging in religious worship. The king is not satisfied with these answers, so he visits a hermit. Through his experiences with the hermit and a wounded man, the king learns that the best time to act is now. The most important person is the one you are with, and the most important thing to do is to help that person.